Hopefully this isn't too loud, guys, but yeah. Welcome. Hopefully that's not too loud. The intuition. See what we can pull from this image, guys. Hope everybody else is having a blessed week in the sun. And those that have the luxury of enjoying sun. Lucky people. Lucky people. So, let's see if we're going to get to this as we can say some quick messages. And we're trying to cast in the illusions of the call it my ancestors, the Harry. So, what's the people out there? Clearly hiding stolen assets. For whatever reason. Because they're thieves. Again, this was assisted by a common planning that are in some type of group. This is what we do. This is what we've been doing for a long time. They may have started with some older individual past. That's what I'm getting. I heard the name Reggie. Somebody with glasses. Who may have been a lonely, on their own individual, but Reggie was not on their own. I'm not sure if he was the first victim he'd done this to, or the first victim that he unalived to steal his assets. But I'm getting this amount. It was a man they did this to. And there was a group of them involved in this as well. He was lured by some Jezebel spirit, unbeknownst to him, and she kind of opened the door to the rest of them. So she was the bait, basically. She was the bait. So I'm getting at these people that work together for a long time. For some, they pretend not to know or have knowledge of each other. That's a lie. They're more connected than we think. Because again, they all engage in sex orgies. So they go out and have one-night stands with specific individuals. Then they go back to their coven. Or should I say, their group of witches and warlocks, when they all engage in sex energy to traffic that target's energy and spread it amongst the group. Technically to siphon from an individual, making them their slave. And a lot of people was asleep to this, in fact. Some woke up too late. And I believe this is what kind of boosted the egos of these individuals. Disgusting, vile individuals. So yeah, they're hiding assets that don't belong to them. So this is technically like a coven of thieves, corrupted thieves, with affiliations to people in positions of authority, or possibly these people in positions of authority are also a part of this coven. Could be looking further, but that's what I'm getting, definitely. For some of you, this is family members, unbeknownst to you. If you notice, this is why they was always harsh towards you, never loving, never caring, behind closed doors. Yet, though, in front of the public, they acted like brother with it now. They've been doing this for a long time. Time's up. Look, 4 swords in this style. They tried to lay to rest. They tried to take out a star, basically. I got 4 swords and the star card. So that tells me they go to. I don't mean lay to rest as in take a nap and go to sleep. No. They try to physically lay to rest. This is what they do. This is their main targets. You've got to remember, every exchange is an energy exchange, good or bad. This is why these people are, they like to cause arguments, they like to spread lies, hoping that you will challenge the lies and argue back and forth with them. As mad as it sounds, that's how they gain your energy. And once you forfeit, once they continue to do this, hoping to exhaust you, like getting these people are exhausted, that shit backfired, so it is what it is. Thanks for asking me something about this energy. So, the Knave of Swords kind of came out on its, like, on the fence. The Queen of Wands was definitely in reverse. So we know what the Queen of Wands signifies. Lady of the Night. Deceitful. She thrives off of attaching herself to individuals with social success or business success. But she portrays herself as very upper class, almost snobbery, in fact. But this woman is pure evil. Pure evil. And the only reason why she looks approachable or looks the part, like I said, is because she's using other people's energy to glamour herself. I'm getting these people are depleted, so some of them are probably looking like trolls and gremlins. Definitely looking like trolls and gremlins. So I'm not sure what part this Queen of Wands in the reverse has played, but I know she plays a big role because it's a sheer bitterness and hatred. There's like literally flames coming off the sky. Either she's burning with hatred or she's burning from the inside out from karma. Either one. But she's on fire at this minute. I mean, in the biblical sense, she's on fire. Pure evil. But then portrays herself as holier than thou. Yeah. And I bet probably a lot of people who believe this evildoer. So she's the one that kind of gives orders, like she has some minions that she sends in as spies. People to do her dirty work, to seek intelligence. but to try and be in like discreet about it, to stay unseen, unsuspecting, very cunning. She believes she's very skillful with her little clan, so to speak. But they've been exposed. They're going to continue to be exposed. So whatever stolen proceeds they're trying to hide, they have to relinquish it to the rightful owner. And what I see is they've done this for a long time. So their reign of terror is up. Definitely up. What else? Yeah, this is the organization. So they kind of seek out good individuals or they corrupt good individuals. It's like they have a specific specification. Maybe in the past it was just anybody's energy, but then, like I said, they was never able to maintain it because obviously, if you don't have some type of bloodline abundance, whatever they do obtain off of whatever individual, it's going to be short lived. But the creator is stepping in, or has stepped in. These people are vile beyond belief. Absolutely vile. We have the Emperor card, who is also in the upright with the Hierophant. So I'm getting that's not really. It could be a corrupt organization. It could also be a divine organization. Maybe they've got a few what do you call it? A few bad apples in the bunch that may be hiding behind this organization. If that is the case, they're being filtered out. Yeah, these are individuals that do rituals at night. That act as though they praise their creator. Nobody thought to ask these individuals what creator are they worshipping. They're very equipped with not just universal knowledge, but it's nothing of any consciousness. What they're enlightened with is pure darkness. Okay, that's what they choose. They engage in religious tyranny. Kind of the people that kind of like point the finger and then hide behind the Bible. That's what it says. But some of you could be involving also in Emperor. But I don't think it's a good Emperor. Even though it's in the upright one, to say to you is this kind of more strikes me as a shapeshifter. Someone who portrays the image verbally, but doesn't stand by anything they preach. Very judgmental. Likes to point score. Likes to blame others. Never takes accountability. It was almost like very like ego driven. They think they're someone that thinks they're the expert at everything, but yet they don't know a thing. All they know is darkness. And any kind of talk is from the skin suits they engage with. So this is like a shape-shifting mimic who mimics your qualities or mimics your characteristics. And then when they target you and take you down, they then go on and try to walk in your likeness. And for a lot of them, they steal the essence of that individual. This is why I call them skin suits. They are very weak character, immature and rebellious. They're alone to their self. They think they're untouchable, in fact. This is probably because, like I said, they have people in strategically placed in certain positions. Judges, solicitors, court clerks, police officers, doctors, hospital workers, counselors, psychiatrists, but they all have an affiliation. So they all play their part. They like to obstruct others' experience. Just to steal others' wealth and stability. Hmm? They're very jealous. They're more driven by ego, pride, gluttony, and lust. So no matter how good they look on the outside, that's nothing. That's just a mirage, a smokescreen. That is a multitude of energies that they've consumed to then portray themselves as that and that. They are definitely not. Because some of these people have been doing this for a long time. So they've never actually done any type of work or gained any type of reward off of their own merit. Everything they've gained has been stolen from someone else. And then the final act in their plot is to take the individual out so they can't speak up. But they're speaking up in spirit, I will say. Excuse me. Just drinking a ginseng and ginger tea. So I think there's a lot of talk. I'm sensing people are starting to have another perspective. Some people are taking the people that they're not just taking people for their face value, because that's above his life. Yeah, that's what they do. Now we've got two more major arcanas. We've got the Sun card with the Wheel of Fortune. So for some of you, they actually like to steal the accolades of others. That could be in the physical or the spiritual, or both. But this is what they do. So there's those of us that are out there that are speaking up on these individuals, whereas their main motive was to silence people from speaking up. That's funny actually, but yet that they can go around spreading false narratives. That doesn't make any sense. It's like they want to be the only one that speaks, so they want to be the only person that's listened to. They don't like when people challenge their word or ask more questions. They expect you to accept what they say, believe what they say, and don't ask no questions. And shut up, basically. There might might have worked like 55 years ago, but we're in 2025. This is the year of exposure. This is the year of exposure. They see, you know, when people see it as when they do good things and they accomplish it, that's an achievement. Their biggest achievement they have is what they've stole and pillaged from others, but then can't explain how they've accumulated these things. For some reason, they even make up bald-faced lies, even drum up fake paperwork to make it seem as though, oh, this person gave this to me, or oh, no, we're working together, we're collaborating. Lies. So now people are asking a question they should have asked like 55 years ago. Now think of it this way. Because they've got to share it amongst so many people. Obviously, it ain't going to last that long. So don't you think they would be as bold-faced as to attack the members, the family members of the people they're actually working with? If you really believe that because you all took an oath that you all gonna honor that said oath, that's nah. There's a few individuals that act like don't. They will stand in your face and make up like, yeah. No. I'm telling you, no, they don't. They never did. So the good fortune is telling me everything that's been done in the dark has come full circle. So once they was once at the top, they're now at the bottom. But those that did the work and may have been the targets of these individuals, we're at the top of the wheel. So this is where the resistance is coming from. They assume, and this is the highest observation of weakness and cowardliness I've ever had the displeasure to witness. So there'll be a group of individuals that will have one target. So that tells you not one of these individuals is powerful enough to take down that target by themselves. This is what they don't want people to know. This is why they have to group up. Do you understand? This is why they have to corrupt others or steer others to join their corruption or to join their corrupted organization. And they always lead with lust. Very over dramatic, overly complimentary, pretending like they seek some type of friendship. That's a lie. But these people would have studied their target before they actually intercepted them. Everyone who has a divine path and a destiny, that's their biggest target. So I don't know who the organization is, but what I will say is, people that have a divine destiny has the highest price on their heads. So they will send in fake suitors. That's what they do. So clearly that tells you that family's involved. Because how else would these people know their existence had it not been for their family members? So now people's true colors are being revealed. But collective, you've advanced. So what way of worked 10, 15, 20 years ago, for some of you it's been your whole life, isn't working anymore. Whatever tactics they used before that they kind of got used to using have no effect, no impact. Literally. I think they're more pissed at the fact of they must have, in their delusional mind, pre-planned your response or pre-planned how you was gonna deal with the situation. And he couldn't have been more wrong. So you kind of make them look like assholes. Because they are. Purely because you cut certain cords. You was guided to cut certain cords, or you were shown, you was given a vision. I do sense that a lot of us may have had visions when we was unaware. And that's the only reason why anything they did had any impact, because we was unaware, unassuming. But that was all part of divine prophecy is what I am getting. It needed to play out like this for all the players to be exposed, basically. There's some that believe that they're hidden, they're not. But it's all in good time. All in good time. So what I do sense is these are people that have done this lifetimes. So I know some people don't believe in reincarnation, but it's a fact. So yeah, like I said, what they do is they steal from individuals. The ones that they can put a veil over. But once you have discernment, they can no longer do that. You can see beyond the veil. That's what they don't like. This is why they like to say, I noticed, I've actually seen this on a lot of videos that come up on my channel, where the ones that are actually being attacked, the ones that are actually speaking truth, not these fake readers out here that are misleading people. But once you give people consent to read for you, it's game over. Once they find something in your records that they like, they'll send you an illusion to make you believe it was on the money. That was on an illusion. Because gradually it starts to disintegrate. But some of you, they actually try to swap destinies with you. And these are karmic individuals. But because you gave them consent and you're not aware on how to relinquish your energy back from these individuals, they don't like that. The next arcana that we got, there's a lot of major arcanas coming out today. That's so funny, there's a lot of major arcanas coming out. Yeah. Yeah, so this Knave of Swords is a real snake. The kind of person that pretends like they're your best friend. Your best friend, your confidant, your fake support worker. I mean, not so, like your support system, support worker. I'm not sure if that's relevant, but yeah, anyway. But I believe it was meant to play out like this, as horrific as it was, and in some aspects, they was hoping their targets would lose their mind. That's why you should never judge a book by its cover. So the strength card is out, so that's the collective. Our resilience speaks for itself. The courage, the resolve, the confidence. The fact that we're still standing firm in our sovereign energy. Let's be clear on that one. They don't like that. And it's so funny because they like to portray everybody just like them. Again, family members that don't like when there be one gifted child out of that family But because it's not what they chose, and they have the authority, because it's not what they chose, that same gifted individual becomes a target. And when you think about it, it kind of goes on. It was going on under people's noses because obviously their parents would say, "Oh, this child is this, that, and the third." It was always a lie, always a lie. And for some of you, there was individuals in the community that knew, for whatever reasons why they chose to stay silent. I can't speak on that. That's their judgment to carry, not mine. But yeah, they knew. So there's a lot of regret and anger that they're being exposed. So like I said, for some of you, they've been orchestrating your whole existence, including your friends, believe it or not, as mad as it is. So a lot of us are reminiscing about certain events where they thought, well, you might have thought something wasn't right or something didn't add up. So whatever excuse she was giving you now, it's now being confirmed. Or I can confirm to you that was a lie. Clearly. Because you're a queen of coins. That could be male or female. That just means if it is a male, that just means that you have very good balance. Or you've maintained a very good balance. But the strength is telling me that once you awaken to who you are and literally stepped into who you are, there is no turning back. You cannot unsee what you see, if that makes any sense. Again, for some of you, you have family members out here that are probably stalking your platforms. They're angry. Because you're not just exposing your own family secrets, you're kind of bringing down a whole government of individuals in the community. And this is on a global level. So let's be clear on that. This is on a global level. But the fact that you're a queen of coins, which tells me for some of you, you was like a trust fund child maybe. So you've been abundant since you was a child. But whoever your parental figures were, utilize that to their advantage, but to your disadvantage. This will explain the upbringing in a sense. This will explain all the trials and tribulations. What these people do is they place their karmas onto the black sheep. And they do it in a very forceful, bullyish, narcissistic way. So a lot of you have to protect yourselves. I don't blame you, in all honesty, but yeah, they're pissed. No, we won't go back to sleep. I know I heard something. I've read this multiple times now. Someone's trying to wish the collective would go back to sleep. So whatever spells you've been doing to try and make people lose their memory or lose their voice, trying to put people in fear, you know it's an illusion that you're projecting. You're projecting your own fears onto others. Because you knew this day was coming. You just didn't expect it to come this quick. Well, it's here. So for some of you always had a very imaginative mind. So who was ever a daydreamer or had like high ambitions or high hopes, which was always dampened by your parental figures. I'm not going to call them parents because they have not earned the right to be called parents or mother or father. So I just call parental figures. Do you understand? They're not going to get the clout in that sense. They was never that. And I'm quite sure a lot of people have experienced this. Some of you actually blamed yourself. That's what they wanted. So when you started to do that, it's like they thrived off of that. So they would do it even more, if that makes any sense. They wanted you to dislike yourself, self-hate yourself to the point of you just give up on life. But some of you probably did. But the creator and your pastor beloved one that handed you the torch wasn't having it. They weren't going for it. So you're now seeing that you're kind of seeing a pattern in the same tactics that they've been using. Even the same comments they come out with. It's also trying to plant a seed of doubt within you. Remember, the devil doesn't come directly, does he? He's very subtle, very persuasive. He whispers. Do you understand? And then we've got the Three of Coins in the reverse. Ooh, something about them some money. Something about them some money. Now, do you know what I'm sensing from this? They never wanted you to accomplish anything. They want to be the ones to choose who the gifted one was. Sorry. Excuse me, the bird. So that just tells me they knew this before you did. So if they ever downplayed any achievement or accomplishment, and this is going back from childhood, because that plays a big part, that makes any sense. That's kind of like what shapes and molds you into adulthood. But some of you wasn't even meant to be here. You was never meant to see this age, so to speak. And had it been for them, had it not been for them, or had they had their way, so to say, you would have never made it into adulthood. That was the plan. So yeah, they made sure they did a good number. So clearly, this isn't their first rodeo. You see, with these people, they run on envy. I know what you're thinking. What have I got to be envious about? It's not what you got physically, it's what's in you. And that's another thing that these individuals didn't want people to know. So that's why they paint the false narrative that they did. Well, and they're paying for it. I don't think they expect you to get this far. Definitely not. You do have a good reputation. They don't like the fact that people listen to you. This is probably why a lot of people, siblings, even older family members, like to impersonate your image. But yet they're downplaying you. When you think about it, you see this in a lot of families, you just probably just didn't realize this is what it was. But yeah, now the tables are turned because Wheel of Fortune's on its head for these individuals. So their life of luxury, their reign of terror is coming to an end. So some of you, you've been being taken from since you came onto the planet, as I say, unbeknownst to you. And it seems like anybody that was looking to give you the right information, they silenced. Have you ever noticed when people would just disappear out the blue with no explanation, no warning, but yet though, when you was given information on what happened, it either didn't add up, or it didn't make sense, or it just didn't resonate, didn't feel right. So you could sense these are gifts that these individuals don't have. So you have to mimic and impersonate what they believe you have. You can only do that for a certain period of time. For a lot of you, you have lovers that have done this, but they were sent to you, so they was kind of like it was on contract. Madness. Some of you even had kids with these people, and this is why the relationship never lasted. It was never meant to. They just wanted you to have children with them, so that they had access to your spiritual wealth. Wow, that's null and void because clearly it was karmic. And it's so funny because they said they were a Mercury retrograde, didn't it? Where people from the past are trying to like re-enter your life or reconnect with you in some way, shape, or form. I know for a lot of you, you're thinking to yourself, why now? Like, where's all this coming from? Just look at what they say. You can sense when someone's being genuine with their words. Do you understand? Because these people are so dark. This is something they don't have. This is a gift they don't have. So just by what they say and the energy they're moving in tells you all you need to know. It's like these people think, or they're trying to put you back into the old, unhealed version of yourself that was codependent. You was never codependent. That was always other people's energies. It was always a projection, your families. And these are the individuals that are now being exposed. So they're angry. Look, Ace of Wands on the bottom. What does that tell you? Witches do come true. This is your birthright. Some of you are standing in your divinity. 10 toes down, collective. Then I want you to get to this. You're a forceful energy. I don't think these people realize the power within you. Once you learned how to transmit and utilize it the right way, it was a wrap for these people. For some of you, you've just taken down probably multiple covens. Your family being one of them. I have to say it like it is. There's no sugarcoating it over here. They hated your vitality, your creativity, and that all stemmed from childhood. They hated the fact that you always aimed high, or you always had some higher ambition. That it always made you feel as though you was never going to be able to accomplish it. They tried to make you feel stupid. And the funny thing is, Look at all these other people's accomplishments that was had a better life than you, had more than you, and what have they accomplished? Apparently nothing. I'm hearing that song. Apparently nothing, nothing apparently. Apparently nothing, nothing apparently. I don't know why that song came into my head. I can't remember who sings. I remember hearing it as a child. I'm not gonna lie. This is what you call not even so much sibling rivalry, family hatred at its peak. Literally, they're so angry they made themselves sick. Literally, they will use their karma. Sometimes can come in forms of like certain ailments, certain diseases. They were trying to weaponize that to always get you to come around them and support them and help them in some way, only to push their burden onto you and steal your good energy. They actually mastered doing actually, you just didn't realize it. It's really funny how they only want you around when they're going through something. There's always something dramatic with these individuals. I call them selective victims. It's like they like to deflect from their wrongdoings, or they over dramatize their situation because really their conscience is killing them because they know the shit they did to you that you just haven't spoken on. So because you didn't speak on it, they thought they got away with it. Or so they thought. So keep speaking up, collective. Keep speaking up. They believe that you would still allow some type of cord to be attached with these individuals. And I get that's kind of like a hard pill to swallow sometimes, to come to the realization that your own family will go to this extent to destroy you out of sheer jealousy and envy and greed. Even getting in marriages, not for love. They got in marriages for convenience, for money. So then the first chance these step parents have, they cheated. And I heard the name Daphne. I don't know if that's relevant to somebody. It's like they have more. They had held a better relationship with the mistresses and the third parties than they did with the spouse they married. So clearly, it was never for love. And then they would torture the spouse, tearing down with them, constant arguments, allegations, just pettiness. It was all part of their intricate plan. The plan was to make you sick in some way, shape, or form. And for a lot of these individuals, it worked. And once that, it could be, doesn't matter what individual it was, once that individual was sick, they would then do spell work. So basically, torture them to death, and then cash in on their death. This is a clear sign that some people are on this planet, they're soulless. Completely soulless and heartless. For some of you, it's on the bottom. You just went quiet. You just kind of like went and did your own thing. You just kind of stepped away. I think you sensed something wasn't right because you knew the behavior was unjustified. These people know the truth, but they choose to withhold the truth in order they believe that by keeping the truth or telling you little snippets of truth, that's their way of trying to keep some type of attachment to you that benefits them, not you. But at the same time, telling our lies also just to keep you in some type of upset, depressive type of mood, which we all know once you do that, it lowers your frequency. So then whatever they send to you will attach to you because you're vibrating at that frequency. Do you understand? Once you elevate, this can't touch you. The same thing I said, I give an example. This has happened for me because I said it was so funny because I knew what they're doing because it's obvious. You get signs, you sense it. So anyway, the neighbors in this block here, there's one specifically above me, so obviously they're in the radius or circumference of me. Do you understand? And so whatever spiral negative energy is sent to me, of course it's gonna bounce off me because I'm not vibrating in that energy. So it has to go somewhere. It will just affect what's around you, but never to you. And it's so funny that I can actually think back in my memory and go back to how things took a gradual decline. There's no reason for this individual to be behaving the way they are. And gradually it's gotten worse. So that tells me whatever they were sending to me was going somewhere else. Even though they were opposite me, they was fine until a certain period of time. And then lo and behold, or maybe they was bribed as well. But yeah, they started to have these little weird outbursts, which didn't make any sense. And they kind of got to the point of they was kind of being unhinged. And I was actually concerned for their safety actually because I thought to myself, something just don't sit right. Do you know what I mean? Hanging out the window, screaming on the phone, smashing up your property. But you've got nothing, that's what I've observed, to be in that state of mind. You've got everything to live for. Do you understand? You have a supportive family, so they've cut off everyone around them. Like I said, they've just literally got unhinged. The authorities have to come and remove this person from the block, basically. There's little things like that. But then you see the gradual stage of it, which obviously you're not going to pay mind to it at first because you're living your life, innit? But when you sit back and reflect on these instances, especially when you know people are targeting yourself and the extent that they're going to, purely because you're speaking your truth, is evident. And it's quite sad, but they will get karma for that. And it's also how you know that the creator exists, because clearly you're protected. If that was the case, it would have hit you. But my point is, how do you not raise your frequency, done the work, the inner work? It may have been a different outcome. As bad as it sounds, I don't mean it in like a nasty way, but it will only affect the weakest link or the weakest vessel, so to speak. So yeah, it's out there anyways. You just remember then. It's like they wanted you in darkness, but they didn't realize that you have helpers. You can see in the dark. You can see in the literally you are the light in the dark. Do you understand? Once you accepted what is, and this is why I say about these are people that can't even forgive themselves. Because in order to forgive themselves, they have to accept certain things, and they refuse to accept certain things, and that's their business. I really don't give a damn about that. Do you understand? It is what it is. But the fact of the matter is, we accept who we are wholeheartedly. It's like if we're taking it out on the collective, take it out with the creator. He created us. He gave us the assignment. They don't like how much wisdom we try to inspire others with. Whereas the ones doing it negatively, they will try to do all the wrong things that's not going to yield you any good. But because you believe they hold a certain position, or they're an elder, or they're looked at in the community, that's all a farce. That's just for them to maintain their bullshit. Do you understand? Because you're supposed to be your own inner compass. You're supposed to be your own inner guidance. Do you understand? And I get it. We always seek validation from others. We thought that's what it's supposed to do in it because we've been lied to. We think, oh, family is number one and family this. Listen, family are supposed to nurture you. And that's not what some of us experience. It is what it is. And even still, because the fact that we're not bitter, I think that's what's really in my life. But the point of the matter is, we withdrew from the world, so to speak, for our own protection. Because a lot of you, they'll be trying to set you up for a while. So all those unexpected encounters with individuals, especially from your past, that wasn't a coincidence. That was pre-planned, premeditated. So it's like, you may as well think to yourself, the amount of laws these people are broken. This is sheer corruption. Sheer corruption. You've got the word card on the bottom. So we have a different outlook on the world. But for these people, their world is over. These are people that don't want to do the work to make the necessary changes. They're like the quick fixes. And these people have done some diabolical things to maintain these false lives or falsified livelihoods. Do you understand? Even positions. So many people have manipulated themselves into positions that they never earned. Do you understand? When they're being exposed to it is what it is. Ain't nothing going to change there. But because you seek truth, whereas they thrive on lies and false narratives, even confusion. They believe that keeping people in confusion means that no action will be taken. That was then. Times have changed, things have evolved. So that also shows that these people have never done anything of any good. Maybe in the public to make themselves seem that they're that individual. They never was. Because behind closed doors, they show their true colours. But it's been a mask, so it is what it is. You got individuals that don't even know you, that have been trying to do you harm. So these people think, I never get rid of whatever evidence, but it's still evidence. Do you understand? So for some of you, it's like you're wise beyond your years. This is knowledge that was given to you from your past or loved ones. But somebody has handed the torch to you. That's what you have an issue with. Because they know your future is bright. For some of you, these people have broke spiritual laws and looked into your Akashic record, and they have no right to do that. No authority. They never gave them consent. And this is why they've been trying to sway you off your path your whole life. And it's funny how they do it very strategically. They start by the physical abuse, mental abuse, even spiritual abuse. And then the false narrative starts trying to turn others against you. For some of you, even your children, some of you, they paid your children to also facilitate these false narratives. And they will still get karma. They're not exempt from karma. Do you understand? Because that's the choice that they made. So they've been forced to take responsibility for the action they took. Period. So they think we're gonna get rid of evidence. Wipe the slate clean and worth into the sunset. I don't think so. The Creator's making sure that our ancestors is whooping some ass. You're gonna wish not only that you never mess with us, you're gonna wish the day you met us. You're gonna regret the day you met us. The 9 of Wands and the 10 of Wands. So that just confirms that you made it, collective. They didn't. I think their plan was to attack you from all angles relentlessly, hoping that they would either exhaust you or you would just give up and just fall to the wayside or succumb to their disgusting, vile, demonic order. That's what it is. There's nothing godly about this. It's purely demonic. Because God isn't told to engage in mass orgies with a multitude of people, unprotected at that. You're all sharing the same bodily fluids. Disgusting. And these individuals have got the audacity to be speaking on others that they even have that right. But yet, though, the amount of skeletons that's dropping out of your closet, the amount of STDs and diseases, spiritual and physical, that's coming to the surface. But you want to point the finger to deflect from your actions. And we're not supposed to speak up for ourselves. How does that work? In what word do you do that? Interesting. So yeah, someone's about to gain some type of your breakthroughs here, collective. Let me just say that. The fact that you had strength to continue, stamina, the what things you've the adversity you've overcome. This is why you're able to heal so quickly. You might notice you might get injured and it would usually take, I don't know, about a week to recover. You can recover in a couple of days. If that makes any sense. If you cut yourself, that cut will heal within 24 hours. Just little things like that. When you do things go to the gym or work out, I used to notice when I used to work out, it would take me days. I must have been for days. But now, within 2 days, I'm good. I can even go and exercise again the next day. That shows you've had some type of transformation. And the fact that you've stayed disciplined and relentless, even with injury or illness, it doesn't stop you. For some of you, don't even get ill. They tried that too. There was a time you may have been getting ill on a regular basis, like back to back to back. Again, it was the same people that you had to cut off, so to speak. For some of you, I think he was exposing too much of your life. If that makes any sense. This is why they was able to attack you the way they did. So now it's like they're reaching now. They're scrambling for scraps. Because you can't attack what you don't share publicly. So yeah, you've just been guided to move around. Change your routine. Is that they don't want you to be honored for your success. Or to even fulfill any obligations that you might have. But you still are, is what I can see. They try to oppress you a lot. But really, that's just their projection. They're trying to project their shit onto you. Just rebuke it and return it to sender. It's not yours. Do you understand? And that's what's another thing that's pissing them off, because they know that they can't play around with you. So give you some more of this Queen of Wanted spirit, please and thank you. Let's get this heathen Jesus. Let me see if we call this Queen of Wanted. So this is someone that doesn't like to see you happy. Or someone that's been trying to work with said family members to steal your joy, steal your happiness. Okay, leave you hanging. They'll leave you restricted in some way, shape, or form. But the funny thing is, everything that they're wishing for you is going to be their reality. Clearly. So for some, they was just jealous of your life, which is weird. Do you understand? But yet they don't want to stay hidden. That's just madness. It's weak and it's madness. Yeah, they wanted your abundance, your well-being, your happiness, your security, your future, your wholeness, your wisdom, everything you've earned. They literally wanted your spiritual fulfillment. Your accolades, your awards, and your consciousness. Weirdos. But they all want the same thing. I can imagine they probably would all sit at the table just guiding what parts of an individual that they want. They've probably done it to others, like I said, isn't it? They're not their first rodeo. They're seasoned at doing this. But they also should have realized there was going to come a day when this would come to an end. They didn't want this to end. Everything has to end at some point. So therefore, I know the only way for us to continue this is to completely take out this individual. Exactly, all for an Ace of Cups. So basically, this is your spiritual abundance and your wealth, is what they want. Like again, this is why the same said family members sent certain karmic, whether it's male or female, towards you to pursue in a relationship, to have children with you, just so they can have access to this. Disgusting. And some of these people ain't even your blood relatives, I'll be honest with you. Some of these people are like either married into the same family that you have, or they're like a step parent. That's what I'm getting. Siblings. Some of you don't have full siblings, some of you have half siblings, some of you have siblings by marriage. Understand? They just pretended to like you. But there came a point where they couldn't hide their disdain anymore. And this is probably why they always lied on you behind your back. Behind your back, man, they can never say any of this to your face. So for the individuals that fell for it and doing the bandwagon or whatever you will say, I hope you enjoyed it while it lasts. Yeah, see that? Ace of Swords came out. The Ace of Swords came. Funny enough, the Ace of Swords came out on the strength cards. You know, the Ace of Swords is the truth card, right? Okay. So that tells me they don't want you to awaken to your true divinity, even your power. It's like you're fully activated. And that scares them because they know you've kept a lot of secrets. And they're probably just sat wondering when it's all going to be unleashed. This is why they say the power's in the tongue. Funny that. For us, the power is in our divinity, and for them, they have no power. It's like their power is on layaway. Do you understand? It only lasts. They have a timeline on their power, basically. Does that make any sense? Because they took the shortcut for whatever reasons. It is what it is. Nobody cares. Do you understand? There's no pity party over here, guys. But yeah, you live for the truth, you stand for the truth, you seek the truth. For some of you, you've been asking for a long time and you've always gotten lies. You have very powerful insight. You know there's more. And this is why these people can't face you. So the only thing they can really do is just sit and spy on you from social media. Funny that, isn't it? They don't like the fact of, and it's really funny, Collective, because I remember one time one of these karmic individuals, it's like, I wasn't well one time, and when they said it, I caught what they said, don't get me wrong, but because my mind was somewhere else, I kind of like just didn't focus on it. I just focused on getting better in it. And now, the same thing that they said has come into play today, like in this timeline. That makes no sense. It was so profound. There's no way I could. Even it was it was a while ago. I'll be honest, it was a while ago. And it's the same person that said this was one of the main characters involved in this. And he said, no matter what we do, we always bounce back. No matter what we do to you, always bounce back. And do you know what I thought was a drink talk? And I thought, like, what are you on about? And then when I was guided to go back to that conversation and that timeline, I was like, oh, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. But I know this happens in multitude of families. And some of you are still out here confused, asking why. Some of you have broken away. Some of you maybe still having some type of little news to cut all contact. Completely sever it. Why was I going to say severe? Yeah, they did things that was very severe. Extremely severe. For some of these people are going to jail. Well, I'm going to clarify that soon anyway. I'm going to clarify that. Yeah, screenshots. So they're out here screenshotting people's shit. So then what they're trying to do is they're trying to screenshot your posts or anything you put up on your social media, and they're trying to fit it to a narrative that they're trying to push. But some of you, they may even trying to AI shit that you're posting. And these are people that are trying to say that you're crazy, but you're not the ones taking schizophrenic medication and psychotic medication. Some of you should be sections, to be quite honest with you. For some of you, that is going to be your karma, because that's what you sent out. And you're only on it to see if anything that you sent out is sticking or had any effect on any of the divine collective. That's what that is. And it hasn't. Can we get something from? I'm going to pull from this and what's the other one? So we're going to see if we can get this one. Let me get something from the what's the T squared? Oh, so someone wants to fight my collective, do they? You're not that brave. Yeah. Their behavior collective is played out. People's catching on to the repeated conduct of these individuals. Who love to fight. So although there's groups of them, men and women, there is like a large or quite a few significant females that really believe that they're gangsters, spiritual, but jealous vibes. They like to argue. They like to incite physical fights. So maybe someone's out there trying to incite somebody into physically putting a hand on them just to get them arrested. You'll be getting arrested, my dear. Yeah, these are individuals that have disgusting bad habits. They're on drugs, they're alcoholics, they're in denial, repeating mistakes because they can't break the loop. So they're just jealous that the collective broke the loop. So they thought that they can maintain certain positions with active addictions and really thought that was going to fly. They really thought that those were going to be found out. No. These people don't know what love is. This card, ask them up there, love on the brain, lost in a fantasy, can't stop thinking again, love that never left. Or maybe they're thinking about the treatment, how they treated others that didn't deserve it, is what I can say. So they're in a fantasy about that one. So it was never reciprocated. No matter what narrative had been spread into the community, it was never reciprocated. The collective was treated like trash. Just for them to have Jezebels of no substance. See, I told you the same thing. Copycat. Steals your ideas, duplicates your style, feeds off your creativity. So I get that. These same, I'm getting siblings, the new supply of the exes, probably even people you don't even know are trying to cyberbully you. But they're getting caught. Doesn't matter what they try to get rid of, you can't listen, you cannot erase your digital footprint. But they believe because they have people in a certain position that they have an escape route. Wrong. It says they try to, that's exactly what they're doing. They're trying to force their way into others' energy. They cross your boundaries just to get what they want by any means. We don't give a damn, man. Anyone that betrayed me to this magnitude will never be in my life. Ever. Not while I'm breathing air. This is why they can only do things spiritually, because they can never do things physically. Because they know what the answer would be. So they're trying to lure or trick individuals into allowing them access to us again. It's not going to happen. Point blank period. I rebuke and revoke all access to me. I don't care who it is. You could be my child. From you engage in this bullshit, you don't exist to me. And that's how it's going to stay. So you can continue to cyberbully, which means nothing. Yeah, we're going to stay unbothered. These are individuals collected that had to party off for shit they stole from others. Just a bunch of bottom feeding trash bags. Always partying, shots every weekend, no time for party. I mean, no time for no time for you. Party first, left later. Like anybody cares, because we're going to stay on Brother Collective. And it's so funny. It's really funny how people like to project their true lifestyle onto others. But a lot of these people collective have hidden lifestyle. That's what they don't want exposed. That's what they really don't want exposed. There's a lot of DL business going on, people in the closet, exes with family members, siblings always want a piece of whoever you're entertaining, even aunties, cousins, stepfathers. You've got paedophilic stepfathers out there that are lusting after their stepchild. What kind of nastiness is that? So they married the other parent, just to get to the child. And for some reason, they did magic on you from a child to hide this memory from you. Yeah. Now these people are being looked at. Whilst they're trying to get others to be looking at you in a certain way, or to investigate you, or think badly of you, they went too far. Now they're being looked at. Now they've got people all up in their business. Now they're being watched. Some of these are probably being investigators because they're a happiness hater. Some of these individuals are just hooked stalking you. They got no facts, all vibes, no receipts, talking nonsense, messy storyteller, like I said. Tell your lies, tell your sweet little lies. Keep telling those lies, tell those lies. Oh, no, keep this fine. Keep telling those lies, keep telling them. Same shit, different day with these people. But they're desperate now, innit? There's a little clan that they belong to. They probably have like a deadline. Yeah, because they're asking crime for it. So whatever they stole, they've already spent. For some of you, they're hiding money. For some of you, they've stolen from you with help of your family. And they're hiding this. For some of you, they even took out other family members to obtain it. So I do sense fraud, forgery, all that shit. And there's no escaping it. Because they're a broke ass. It was always that they broke spiritually and physically. But they can only try and attack whatever you share correctly. So it is what it is. Exactly, that came out again. That was on the bottom of the pub just now. Same shit, different day. But we're continuing to this, ignore and block these negative energies and these toxic individuals. Haters can't touch us. They want us to feel threatened, or they're trying to find ways to threaten people or threaten the collective to gain control. They have no control, they've lost control because their false narrative has been exposed. Because remember, they even did revenge on you, they put it on the dark web and profited from it. They're not going to pay for that either. because there was no consent, so it was done secretly to humiliate you. Told you, impersonator. You've got people out there that want your life, they copy everything you do, they're obsessed with being you. I'm more leading to karmic siblings, half siblings like that. I've always been jealous. But some of you is a thing where they believe because of the color of their skin that deems them as better or more deserving. But they've never done anything to earn it. Do you understand? Yeah, these people ain't shit. They continue to look you up from fake accounts, lurking on your social media, hidden identity, they can't stop watching. Yeah, they're out here abusing divination. Yeah, pure wolf in sheep's clothing. They're worried about you getting some type of offer of genuine intentions that's going to open the door for you that you're more than ready to receive. This is why they're trying to attack people so much. Trying to get people to turn to anger to further facilitate their fake narrative. And they're too busy winning. For some of you, it's the new supply of the narcissist who ain't nothing but bean juice. Let's just be clear on that one. The funny thing is, they wanted you to be breadcrumbed and treated like trash collected, but now the other one's being breadcrumbed and treated like trash. So many people got played and they fell for the bait. So continue to reject what doesn't serve you. For some of you, you've literally erased these individuals out of your life. Good for you. But continue to move on. Thank you. Next. They're out here wasting time. They're stuck with no changes and they're limited. That's why they're desperate. Yep, they're in their head. Making assumptions, creating stories, trust issues showing. And these are the biggest bunch of untrustworthy individuals I've ever had the displeasure of encountering. Yeah, because they're all stuck in their ego. Their ego's hurt. Their ego's getting in the way of their thought process. Classic, covert narcissist. Same thing I said to you, thief. There's a thief out here who's maybe receiving some type of loss. The theft is physical or emotional or both. Again, it could be in a sense of energy from a warlock X that took a contract to target you. For some of you, you're not even this individual's type. So what kind of individual would do that just for money? A bottom feeder would. This is why they can't face you, collective. This is why they can only try and do things spiritually. And that's still going to keep their ass either because your ancestors not having a bar of it. So you continue to shine. Radiate with truth. Your light triggers darkness. Stay unapologetically you. Clock that T. I agree. Yeah, let them carry on creeping like the weirdos they are. That's what they are, a bunch of weirdos. It's like, without attacking you, they have no life. Yeah, because they're out there fake flexing, acting rich, flossing money that they stole, even money that they don't have. So if they put a life insurance on your head, that's why they're trying to take you out. Some of you, they've been paid. They was paid to harm you, and it backfired. So they're bound to that contract. Yeah, creeping. So this is a romantic love affair in the reverse. Same thing I said, isn't it? It was a false union. So it was a false contract. This is why they're trying to cock block you, because they know who you truly are. They actually know your worth. But the funny thing is, They want to tell society you're the worst thing since moldy bread. But yet, though, they're doing spell work to stop others from being attracted to you. What does that tell you about these individuals? Exactly. Speaks volumes, correct? Speaks volumes. What else is going on with these people? They really, they might not like the fact of we're moving in silence, so we've been very picky and choosy with what we choose to share. Rightly so. For some of you, it's really funny that you must know for these people to be so invested in your life, yeah, or trying to tear you down to fit their narrative, that should tell you a lot about who you are. This is what you didn't need to know. Because, like I said, you've got someone out there that's trying to impersonate who you are, but they don't have your essence. Exactly, because they know you're a queen rising, glowing up loud, all eyes on her, coming in the spotlight. Now, as this one said, you've got people crying over you, still not over it, watching your post, pretending they're fine. Who cares? Yeah, they're out there dirt digging. And the only dirt they're finding is the receipts that they did. Everything, any dirt that they're digging, all roads lead back to these people. Trying to expose others for action that they're actually committing currently. Yeah, they're just clout hungry. That's all it was about, was clout. The thing where these people like pretend like, oh, I'm better than that person. Look what I've got. How does that make you better? To me, that makes you a dickhead. Because not one of you individuals can say, yeah, I've earned any of this off my own merit. It's what you've stolen and peeled from other people. And probably even took out your own family members to obtain anything too. But it's still not gained morally, that's the problem. It's all been gained immorally. This is why you like to start dramas to deflect. Do you understand? To keep people from looking at you. To keep your dirty secrets hidden. And this also got a lot to do with karmic friends. Same thing I said, innit? People you thought was your friends, you can't trust them. And it doesn't matter how good you are to these people, they don't value it. They never valued it. But they've always got a lot to say about you. Sorry that. Yeah, continue to ignore these individuals. They don't exist. To the right one to compete with you. How can you compete when you don't compare? Even with all you've stolen, that's so funny. Even with all you've stolen, the collective is still going to shine regardless. You are still shining. That's what's burning you. Because the Creator is our God. And money and the devil is your God. So now some of you want to try and put yourself upright and act like you're immortal. That's all a lie. It's all a stunt just to get out of your karma. It's not going to happen. Exactly. We're just reflecting on our next step. Straight for sorry, regrets, never posting. Yeah, all because you took a dirty offer. We're now in legal issues about this dirty offer. So that tells me forgery. Probably stolen life insurance, inheritance, that kind of thing. Probably multiple also. I definitely know it's from passive family members. Possibly a biological father. Some of you may not have known your father. I'm also getting grandparents. when you've got aunties, uncles, cousins, siblings. I never step parents involved in this. Yeah, they keep trying to be scarcity tactics. They don't really give a shit. Nobody really gives a shit. Somebody may be moving soon. Or you want to move. Somebody may be relocated because of all this demonic activity. And it's so funny that you can imagine these people are out here portraying you to be the devil, but they're the ones out here doing dark magic and sacrifices and all that bullshit. Funny that, isn't it? I'm quite sure you've been seen too, or someone's picked up something or seen something to confirm what they was feeling. Let me get something from the magical tarot here. What else for this energy? I don't know if the end of the year is relevant. Yeah, you put two fingers up to the devil, or to these devilish individuals. And it's so funny because they're always the first ones up. Anytime you post anything, they're the first ones looking. The first ones to view it, sorry. And you always know because they're the ones that watch in silence or come up with like questions. They put questions up in the comment section, totally irrelevant to what you're speaking about. It's just a distraction tactic. It's just a distraction tactic. So this is some type of team effort. It seems to me like somebody was planning on, was like they already made plans with what they was going to do with the assets that they was trying to steal, or the abundance they were trying to steal. Four of Swords. Yeah, their grass has been laid to rest. They are being laid to rest. They tried to lay the collective to rest. They're being laid to rest. These are people that are masquerading as earth angels. Everybody knows the plight of having a football files, and this is what it is. It's obvious. King of Swords in reverse. This is a warlock narcissist. It could be a female, it could be male. So there's a warlock or a Jezebel that's been laid to rest. Or both. Or both. Could be more than one. Don't have to be. Doesn't have to be, but it could be. That sounds. Doesn't have to be, but it could be. Doesn't have to be, but it could be. Ooh, doesn't have to be, but it could be. Yeah, this is a devious, cunning, who likes to cause damage to others. Someone who likes to oppose others, but they do it in a very conniving type of way. a cowardly type of way, should I say. They like to like rally up the troops and get others to jump on their little bandwagon or to assist them. Like I said, they're just dragging more individuals into their karma and then hoping that they can offload their karma onto the same people that they got to help them so that they can look squeaky clean and innocent. Hmm. So some of them are trying to act like they're laying low and playing slow. That's what people do is just deny, 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 deny. But all the evidence points straight to these individuals. They don't like it because they can't plant evidence on others. They've been trying to stop you or keep hidden some type of exciting news. That is not good for them, but brilliant for the collective. Some of you are starting new ventures, or you've been having some type of new creative ideas. Follow through. Yeah, the towers are on the bottom. So whatever they built from whatever deceitful means is falling apart. So they're losing. And it's so funny is that these are the individuals that like to play the blame game. Well, the Wheel of Fortune fell out. The Wheel of Fortune fell out. It's in the upright. So whilst everything is falling into place for the collective, everything's falling apart for these demonic individuals. These demonic skin suits is what I will say. Demonic skin suits that are unhinged and engaged. That the mask is completely off. They never wanted us to share our gifts with the world. And they didn't want the world to see us. That's why for some of they've been attacking your platforms, reporting your platform, trying to get your platform shut down out of sheer jealousy. But yet, though, everything that they've obtained, they obtained it fraudulently. And that they're trying to stop or pause your forward movement. So they've literally tried every dirty trick in the book. Remember, they're still obligated to the dirty offer that they took, which is leading them to legal issues. Arrest will be made, I think that much. Even jail time. Unavoidable. Yeah. What they're really pissed at is the fact that they was unable to tenor swords people or tenor swords the collective. Again, this is probably why you have people in the past trying to reconnect with you. It's not honorable. It's all for an agenda. And you'll know just by what they say to you. Don't get me wrong, every experience is not going to be the same, but you catch my drift. Yeah, I think their main aim was to stop you from, or to stop your finances, basically. What they couldn't steal, they tried to stop and destroy. But you kept going. So your hard work is paying off, and all they can do is sit and watch because there's nothing they can do at this point. Yeah, they're gonna watch you walk into your happiness. You're already in your happiness. Like their choice to talk to themselves and still watch you. Watch what you lost. It's so funny because early in the morning when my neighbours are up, she's up. Usually doesn't get up this early. That's a fact. But it's only when I'm on live that this happens. Literally. Only when I'm on the live. Oops. So yeah. It's like you believed in your dreams, kept your faith, and you just went for it. You kind of pushing forward regardless. Even through the illusion, because somebody like to put illusion to make it seem like it's something else, just to make you believe they're illusions. We can see through that shit. We're not stupid. We know what's what, and that's it. Ain't nothing gonna change that. The collective knows what's what. They don't like the fact that they cannot mess with your mind, do you know what I mean? Or make you think something else, or make you have a different perception. That pisses them off. That makes them feel powerless. Yeah. Two of Pentacles, that just means that you're stable. So what they were trying to do to mess up your stability hasn't worked. They like to deem, and do you know what's so funny? It's like when you think about it, yeah. Think about all the people that they like to point out, and straight away, I've noticed this in different circles and even different walks of life. Where when these individuals trying to hide something, the first narrative they come out with is, "Oh, this person's crazy," and then when they try and do spell work to affect that individual, to make that individual seem to be crazy. Because some of these individuals, they may have believed these false narratives because they're thinking, why do family members lie? Why would exes lie? Because they're all involved in it together. They're all getting something out of it. Funny that. But yet the collective is like balancing things, and these people are out here strutting their shit. Oh, look what I got. Look what I just purchased. Look at this. Look at that. But they can't explain how they obtained it. Through lies and corruption and stealing and forging and fake documents, falsified documents, fake paperwork, getting out from people in the court office. Mm-hmm. 801s, gossip. So maybe these individuals are now the talk of the town. And if they are, it's self-inflicted, right? Maybe these individuals are all trying to stop you from not just moving forward, living life to the fullest. Some of you may want to take a journey, go on a holiday, maybe even relocate. So that if people like to try and find some way to keep you anchored because they're anchored. Yeah, but it's still in the new beginning, so it makes no difference. That was the on the floor again. Yeah, look at that judgment. A judgment has been made. And for a lot of these people, judgment is here for them. For some of you, whether it be information being withheld, but something has to be relinquished to you that is rightfully yours. For some of you, you may have had assets left to you that these people obtained fraudulently, might I add. That's probably where that secret society covenants come into play, assisting these individuals. No matter what they try, the success is still yours. You'll still gain everything. Yes, actually, the full card came out. I put it on the bottom to see what's going to come out again. It came out again. So tonight just a confirmation of what I already shared. Like I said, the evidence points to these individuals. Period. There's a matter of I was smelling last month was on I was smelling like burning, like somebody was like trying to burn evidence or burn paperwork or burn stolen documents. So yeah, they don't want to have this new beginning. You deserve it because you're innocent. So whatever accusations they made against you, whatever fake evidence, whatever it is they try to doctor up to try and deem you as the criminal conspirator, is them. And everything is back to them. Which also probably explains why the crime you reported is not being investigated. Funny that, but yet they can investigate you on false allegations. May that make sense? It's all a test. It's all a test to see if who's gonna bend or fold. And it's in Libra collective, so you should be proud of yourself. They never expected you or wanted you to defend yourself. Which I would say that's an accomplishment. A big accomplishment at that. I think it's a thing where never judge a book by its cover. Alright, League Visuals came out on the Moxa 2 deck there, but I'm going to push it from the ship just to see how much yeah, some of smells fishy. Someone's pH balance is off. I think a lot of individuals pH balance is off. Vinegar and fish. Actually, kippers and vinegar. I have no idea what that would smell like. Kippers and vinegar. I think kippers is. I don't even think if you got kippers smell vile, literally. Kippers and vinegar. What's a forte? Kippers and vinegar. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Raise the energy of your unconditional love collective. It's like they're trying to find ways to make you lower your frequency because they big man. So all these worthless attacks that they've been facilitating, hoping it would make you enraged. And now they're enraged that you're not enraged. They're enraged that none of their tactics are working. They're enraged that their manipulation's been exposed. I just need to go and grab another pack of cards. And I haven't used my animal deck in a minute. Alright, let's see what these. And it's funny when I just, you know what, I don't know why that came to mind. When I just said, something's smelling a bit fishy. Or people are looking fishy. But either way, why Kipper came to mind, and last thing on the deck is what Kipper deck. Kipper deck? Kipper deck? Yeah. Someone's in despair about some type of death, or the fact that they're maybe gonna die, or that maybe death is their judgment. Or maybe someone's in despair about being exposed over a wrongful death. The community knows who the true privileged individual is. They've always known. They just didn't mind getting a bit of bread, so to speak. They also are aware or they have knowledge of some type of property. Oh, this could be a community of lovers. So, ooh. So, hold on a minute. Are these a community of individuals that act a certain way, but they're all involved intimately? So, they're all engaging together? Or just like a community of cheats? But you all cheat together type thing. That makes any sense. Kind of like spouse swapping, so to speak. Ooh. Yeah, someone you was left a gift since you was a child. Or this gift was meant to come to you since you was a child. Or you've always been a gifted child. Oh no. So that community could come out in any form, like I'm thinking like a community of individuals, like in the, not the same, but it could be the town where you live, it could be anywhere. But a community could mean in the sense of, yeah, so either there's a fake marriage that's up in the courthouse, or there's a marriage that's about to fall apart because marriage and courthouse is here. So is someone getting divorced? This courthouse is at a distance, so you may have to take a journey to this courthouse. Courthouse and courtship. Oh wow. So this tells me something that's fraudulent, or maybe this is a false courtship that was done in a courthouse. Yeah, this is told you. This is the occupation of a thief. So this is what this person does then. Male or female, doesn't matter. So they can either get into false marriages for money or place individuals in false marriages behind their back to steal from them. So there's a known female involved in trying to block someone else's path. And a mature man. So mature man's got grey hair, so this could be like an elderly person. Yeah, the same mature man's worried about some type of changes that's unavoidable. He doesn't look happy, so whatever the changes are not going to benefit him. Ooh, mature man and imprisonment. Yeah, someone's going to jail. So this could be a father figure, grandfather, uncle, older cousin, doesn't really matter. Sibling, doesn't really matter. Yeah, imprisonment again with courtship, so over a fraudulent courtship. Maybe someone's put false documents in that have been exposed. Oh, so they're trying to set up a privileged individual to try to kick him out, to try and make it look as if they was the ones that did this. So they're trying to frame somebody basically. So a false person is trying to frame a privileged lady. Your ass is grass. Your ass is grass. There's already been some type of adjudication about this, or this is to come. But this judge doesn't look very impressive. Something's been exposed. Maybe it's false documents, forgery, impersonation, identity theft. Oh, so this is someone who does have great fortune. So this explains why they've stolen somebody's identity in order to steal, and they've been caught. What else, bro? So there's a young female involved in stealing this great fortune of someone who is of high honor. So clear that just tells me whoever's masquerading is the impersonator. Again. About the gifts of a privileged lady. Yeah, about some unexpected income. So maybe this false person was trying to impersonate somebody to obtain some type of unexpected income in order to steal. and also been exposed. Told you, so the family have to be involved. Yeah, the lovers. So, a lover got involved and was paid. Yeah, I told you, family room. So they all have some type of expectation for this sudden wealth. And great fortune. So that tells me that's multiple. Maybe someone was left multiple incomes that these people have been stealing. Maybe somebody should have received this round about when you were between 18 to 20 years old. So maybe this information was withheld from you deliberately so you couldn't attend a funeral to further play into this false narrative. So that way, you know, imagine everybody would have been at this funeral, they would have seen you. So by you not being at this funeral, that gave them the means to lie or fabricate some type of story. About death. Okay. Some of you, they might have said you were dead. But death fell on a privileged lady. And unexpected income. Ooh. Or someone's falsified document to say you were dead in order to gain some type of money. So this is fraud. This is straight fraud. In order for them to have a better pathway, basically. Disgusting. When these people are still, I pray that they be brought to justice. Yeah, now something's deep in their thoughts. Yeah, you know you messed up and you made a bad decision. And there's no way out of this shit. Yeah. Either somebody accepted a message deliberately, or someone received a message that wasn't for them and did pass it on to the rightful owner, basically. This message was sealed. So maybe it was some type of important documentation that they withheld. Yeah. Now they're getting a message of concern about it because shit's been exposed. They're in bad health about this. Or maybe they said someone else was in bad health for why they took it upon themselves to claim this message. And maybe lie and say, oh, I'm looking after them, so I'll give it to them. Or, oh, that's my spouse, I'm married to them, so I'll claim it. However which way it went, it was fraud. Point blank period, it was fraud. Fraud and forgery. There's going to be adjudication about this. Again, this strikes me as some type of wealth left. Maybe they lied and said someone was in bad health in order to steal this. And someone found out that whoever lied and said that someone else was sick was alive. So now they've got a message of concern. Maybe they can't come up with the evidence that the judges is asking for. This is why they want someone to remain in poverty. That's disgusting. I hope you rot for that, whoever you are. Or they did this so that they would have to stay in poverty. Again, it's still fraud, forgery, and theft. Period. And possibly even a falsified death. Either an official person knows about this or an official person collaborated with these individuals to pull this off. Maybe this is the information that they've been trying to keep hidden. Or block this information from coming out. None of these individuals are of high honor. They may have portrayed that or lied about that shit on paper, but none of these people are of high honor. You know, bottom of the barrel, bin juice. They are bottom of the barrel, bin juice. What else? What else about this official person? Or just energy overall, please and thank you. We got thoughts and child out here. Or maybe they said that this child that this gift was left to was dead from they was a child. And now it's being exposed that they was never dead. Or this could relate to a death of a child that they're in their thoughts about. But either way, someone of an official stature assisted these individuals. So essentially they've broken some type of oath. I know that for a fact. That's criminal. You go to jail or be debarred. Literally. So they tried to bury someone who was of high honor, or lie about someone that was of high honor, or possibly be lying about a child who was of high honor, or they've been lying since this individual's child. Yeah, thief again. So this involves people stealing. So that tells me they've been stealing money since when was a child. So maybe this person should have been receiving money since they was a child. And these community and family members and family room have been stealing. So they're all involved. What else again? It's either there's some court action going on now, or they're trying to avoid this court action. Either way, it's a wrap. Main mail. There's a lot of people. A lot of people. And the worst factor is family. People that share a partial bloodline to you. Disgusting. There's no apology that can validate this action at all. And this is how you know certain people came into their family fold for the Pacific region. Distant horizon. So that tells me no matter what they do, this is going to come out. Period. Oh, so expectation came out on the coffin. So was someone expecting someone to be dead before this court? Or maybe there was an expectation that the court was going to believe this falsified death. Adjudication again on the bottom. Damn. Shit! What is going on? This is probably why they try to block certain individuals' pathway to keep the secret from coming out. Then they would expose how they obtained this unexpected income. Nasty work. Yeah, they worked hard for this great fortune that they stole or trying to steal. And seeing one again on the bottom. So this is people of older age, unmature women. Maybe these are the two ringleaders. And that's why they received their message of concern, which is their plans have been thwarted in some way. Or whoever the target was isn't dead. That's probably why they've been stalking and attacking people's accounts so that no one can see, or trying to keep someone from being seen to further confirm that whoever they said was dead is not dead. This could be life insurance fraud as well. This could be multiple things going on, or multiple crimes that have been committed. Okay, so concern is out with pathway. Again, the person sat down there in concern, holding his mouth, looking terrified, in fact, is older. Again, this is an elder gentleman, granddad age, father age. He maybe tried to block someone else's pathway, and that didn't work. So whatever plans and whatever bullshit he was doing has failed, clearly. This is probably why they've been trying to keep certain individuals hidden to also hide their truth or hide the truth from coming out. It's always going to come out. It is, yeah, and they've got a whole community involved in it to keep up their facade. Diabolical. Diabolical. Everything done in the dark always comes to light. Doesn't matter how many societies you go to, how many small castles you go to, you'll never stop the truth from coming out. Period. No matter how many lies you tell, or false narratives you spread, or fake information you try to put out there. Diabolical. Well, it's a wrap, guys. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.